We're going to talk about creativity.
I don't know if there's such a thing as creativity. I don't know what it means.
It's a need to make something.
It has to be unique.
It's something that I do when I get really bored.
A drive, a human drive, very natural.
It's got to be something that holds your attention.
It's neurotic. Form out of chaos.
If I can come out here and shove a herring up my nose, that's unique, but it ain't creative.
Creativity is the ability to
demonstrate yourself, your faults, your foibles, as well as your virtues.
I think any creative act is born out of a sense of ignorance and confusion and frustration.
And the best way to be creative is not to think about it at all.
I mean, that's one of the things about creativity. You don't sit around analyzing, where it comes from.
Bringing into being something
that no one else has done before.
And see where that takes you.
And it'll bring you to the next place.
Creativity is the Portland Creative Conference, a celebration of imagination.
There are moments in film that are absolutely magic.
It's an intimate encounter with the passion that ignites imagination. From directors, writers, composers, cinematographers, editors, actors, to advertising legends and multimedia magicians, the men and women who lead the field come and speak and show their work. But they don't just speak. Sometimes they whisper. Sometimes they rant. Sometimes they cry.
I've never been involved with a conference, one where they treat you so well, which is in itself quite a treat, but those mercenary issues aside, I mean, simply being able to address that larger concern of creativity, which I think has implications for every aspect of our life and our society and our civilization.
They don't just show their work, they reveal it. They point with pride to their accomplishments, admit their defeats, laugh at their flaws, and celebrate their creative process. These are insider stories, insights, intimacies.
It's very odd, extremely odd, for me to stand here and say why I'm creative. This goes against, several hundred years of breeding to do such a thing.
They reveal what creativity really is to them, how they keep the fire in their bellies stoked, how it has saved them, how they protect it, and how they prosper from it. They not only talk, they listen, and they respond.
Yes.
I can't see you, so I presume this is canned laughter.
I do have an enormous ego problem.
An enormous struggle between the need to control and the creative process.
I think it's a marvelous thing. I think it removes it from the sort of regular mainstream of the movie and television industry.
It's very rare that you get a sense of community, especially in the film and television world.
There's such a terrific artists community here in Portland that I think it goes beyond just filmmaking.
Portland, Oregon, the creative DMZ. A place where defenses come down, hearts and minds open, all set in an intimate space tailor-made for telling secrets. What could you take away with you? Perhaps some inspiration, some motivation, some direction, a renewed commitment to your own creative passion, a refreshed perspective on what you do for a living and how you do it.
I think all people are creative. And I think it's a question of tapping into that emotional communication.
No matter what you do, everyone gets something they can use from the Creative Conference.
I've watched a whole lot of good actors in my time, and I've worked with a whole lot of good ones, and I've watched and worked with a whole lot of bad ones. And there's not a one of them that I haven't stolen something from.
Attendees get inside the hearts and minds of the very best in the imagination business.
I did things differently for Independence Day. Some people want to hang me in Hollywood for it.
Speakers get to reveal the personal dimension of their work, the fundamental force that drives their art.
For me, the interesting thing about making films is the mysteries.
Sponsors get to share in the creative vision of the artists who form the very core of the entertainment industry. They gain unique insight into the ultimate software, the programming that drives all modern communications, the creative mind.
Creativity or art has to come in spite of, and with the permission of, and has to come from the individual. And I think that if you don't do it, you're not going to know who you are. I think our work is to unite the will of the Spirit to the work of the flesh. You put those two together, you will know yourself, and the work that you do will reflect yourself, and the community will reflect back.
The Portland Creative Conference. For speakers, attendees, and sponsors, there is no other conference like it in the country.